Now, Afeez, in the UK and in other places, it's not quite as simple right now. It's just buying an electric scooter, skateboard, monowheel, and jumping on the road. There's a problem with legislation, isn't there?
Absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say there's a problem with it, but there are challenges that needs to be solved. I think the government themselves realize the potential of micromobility, and we are working with micromobility. We, as in Playview UK, the website is rideables.org, and we have some policies and governance in place that we're proposing to the government. And to be fair to them, they're actually looking at it, but I still believe that they could do a little bit more quicker, especially with the current pandemic situation.
Yeah, because I'm right in saying that it's actually not legal to ride an electric scooter, for example.
It is not legal
in the UK.
Yeah. To be strictly clear, it is not legal to ride electric scooter or any form of motored micromobility in the UK. But I have to say the enforcement is not strictly, it's not been enforced. Let's just put it that way.
So if you're riding it and you're riding it responsibly,
yeah,
then actually people are probably going to be all right with it.
Yeah. I think the issue here is about safety. Yeah. And you can understand where the government is coming from. Obviously, they don't want any 12 or 14-year-old jumping on an electric scooter that can do 60 miles an hour. Yeah. And what we're proposing is, well, we have cars that can do 200 miles an hour. But the reason why we can use them on the road is because there are governances and policies in place that says if you go over the speed limit, you will get fined, you will be in trouble. We just want exactly the same thing for micromobility. We believe that micromobility has its place in transportation. It's a new subset of transportation. So yeah.
And are things changing? We're starting to see changes in policy. I've heard about the fact that it might be legal to ride like a higher vehicle.
Yes. So let me just highlight a little bit on that. We're currently going through a trial, and this is for rental scooters only. And the reason why the government are targeting rental scooters is because it's easier to collect data. It's basically for data collection. They have some questions that needs to be answered, and it's a lot more cleaner in terms of data collection to have a rental firm where they can get all the data from. However, there is a growing number of private owners of micromobility, like electric unicycle and scooters, that are saying, wait a minute, there's about 300,000 or 400,000 of us already in the UK. So are you telling me that I can rent, but I can't use my micromobility? So obviously there's that little bit of a challenge that needs to be solved. Yeah.
So things are moving.
Things are moving.
So it's likely actually that in the future, as these sort of electric vehicles become more and more common, we'll see a more sort of common sense approach to the legalities of riding them.
Absolutely, and I think that is all what we all want, including the government themselves. The government, the UK government are not they're not the quickest, and in some cases the policies are usually far behind innovation. So the policies that we, as in Playview UK, are asking for is policies that actually help innovation, not stifle innovation. So when you create policies, right, you want the policy not to be too prescriptive, because if it is too prescriptive, it means a future generation of that particular technology wouldn't develop as fast because of the restriction. But I have hopes, fingers crossed, that the government will listen. Yeah.
And that's in the UK. Obviously, we've got viewers in America and Australia and all around Europe and all around the world. Yeah. Do you know the situation in the rest of the world?
I do, and with the website. So if you go to website rideables.org, the policy that we actually have on the website is a combination of what they already have in Queensland or Australia, a little bit of Lithuania, some experience that I've picked up going and riding in Spain, so Sevilla and Malaga. We have some colleagues also in New York as well. So we've taken the best of all the cities to make this legislation. So yeah.
So actually, there's some places in the world, some countries, in some states in America, that it is okay. In other places, it's not okay yet.
It's not okay yet.
So actually, if you want to get one of these and you want to be by the book, you've just got to look at your national government kind of policies.
Absolutely. But one thing I do want to mention is the UK, we pride ourselves as being, leaders in technology and leaders in, other part of the world as well. And I think we have to stop looking at other countries for leadership in terms, especially when it comes to micromobility. And one other thing is, I think we spoke a bit earlier when we were coming, the market potentially, according to McKinsey, is worth $150 billion in a decade. And that has been conservative. So if we want to really, take advantage of this, we have to move quickly with our policy and not put policies in place that will stifle innovation.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Afeez, thank you very much.
No worries. Nice to have you. Thank you.